Yeah, Jim, do you have any target? How many fights you would do? How long do the fans still would still watch Jim Miller in the octagon?
My goal is to get to UFC 300, and that's coming up really fast.
Mm.
I thought I was trying to do the math the other day. I was like, it should be, like International Fight Week. So we're talking like next July. But then I look at the numbers and it's like, man, they're going to be at like 296 by the end of the year. So then they have to stretch out maybe 4 pay-per-views over the course of 7 months or 6 months, which I know the UFC can do. And, they can do whatever they want when it comes to, the number in the cards and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd like to get to UFC 300 and be the guy that fights on 100, 200, and 300. And I would like that to be my 45th fight. We'll see about that. The thing is every training camp is an opportunity to get injured.
Yeah.
And have something mess up my plans. But like I said earlier, I want to end my career the way that I started it, which is fighting aggressively and fighting often. So yeah, that would be my goal.
And in this fight against Jared, you can also match a record of most fight of the night bonuses.
Mm.
Is that also a target for you?
I mean, it's that's a cool one, but like the thing with the bonuses is, and I've made a decent amount of money on bonuses over the years. And that's money that I wasn't contracted to make, so I'm appreciative of it. But there's politics involved. So when it's a couple people choosing something and it's not something that's totally like on me, then it's really, it doesn't have as much weight to me, because personally, I feel that there have been a few that I probably could have gotten that I didn't get, and it is what it is, like I said, it's, I'm appreciative of earning those. But yeah, that's not a record that I'm going to hang my hat on.
Yeah. And in this card, Jim, there's also Andrei Arlovsky will be perform. And if he wins his fight, he will tie you for the record for most win of the UFC. Do you aware of that?
Here's the thing: is Andre was a world champion.
Yeah.
Like before I started fighting. I have more fights in the UFC than him because I was on the gas pedal and I was, been in the UFC and one stint. He left for a little bit. He's amazing. To be here and to be competing as long as he has is absolutely astounding. Would I like to, we both win, I stay one ahead of him or whatever. Yeah, it'd be cool, but like, honestly, it's an honor to be like associated and to be that close and neck with a guy that was the heavyweight world champion before I started fighting. So and he's only a couple years older than me, which is blows my mind too. He's been around for quite a bit. It's amazing to see him still, going out and performing well.
Jim, Islam Makachev is now the lightweight division champion. How long do you think his title reign would last?
I don't know. I think he's got a pretty good chance of keeping it for a little bit. There's a good crop of younger lightweights. But I feel like there's a majority of the guys at this point are we're getting up there. Like I'm a couple years, 3 or 4 years older than most of them, but they're all about 33 to 35. And we're still in a division where speed is such a tool, you know. So and that's the one thing you can't keep. It's the one thing that you know, you can't improve on as you get older. You're always going to lose those reflexes. So you know, I think stylistically, I think he matches up well with a lot of the guys that are right around him. But you never know when one of these younger guys is going to hit their stride and be, you know, just, you know, hell on wheels and get their opportunity at him.
Yeah. And Jim, if you were to fight Makachev, do you have any game plan?
Make it a Jim Miller fight, you know. Be aggressive, try to land good shots, and when I do land those good shots, pounce on the opportunities. You know, he's a very good controlling grappler. I am a very good scrambling grappler. So make it a scrambling type fight, and try to hit him every opportunity I can to make him a little tentative about using his wrestling and that smothering style of grappling. Try to land those good shots to open it up.
Yeah, yeah. And Jim, of all your fights, which one you can say this is the best performance of Jim Miller?
You know, that's the tough one, because like the best performances are usually like the fast fights, right? I think probably, I mean, being able to submit Fabricio Camoes in the first round, you know, he was uninjured, fresh, and to armbar him from my guard, you know, a guy that was a third degree black belt when we fought. I mean, a third degree means you have to be a black belt for 10 years, you know. So he was yeah, he'd been around the block a few times when it comes to grappling, and to be able to submit him with an armbar from my guard, you know, it wasn't perfect, because like he landed to a strike or two and he took me down, and so there were definitely things that I could have improved upon. But yeah, I think performance wise, that was probably you know, just things went more perfectly, I think, in that fight than they have in any other fight.
Yeah, yeah. And Jim, you fought Dustin Poirier. Yep. And now he's going to fight Justin Gaethje for the BMF belt.
Yes.
Yeah. And do you think he's worthy for that belt? Is he the baddest motherfucker in the UFC?
Dustin?
Dustin Poirier, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin is he is a gnarly dude, man. I mean, he's been in some absolute wars, you know. I mean, our fight included. You know, I kicked him so many times, and it was like one of those things, like another couple. I mean, he might not have been able to get up, but to be able to fight through what he went through in my fight. I mean, when he went to the hospital, they wanted to cut his calf open to relieve the swelling, which is obnoxious of the people at the hospital there. But yeah, to fight through that, and then you know, the tear that he went on, and the fights that he's had with, you know, his first fight with Gaethje, and his fight with Chandler, and all these other guys. I mean, he's he's a badass. He really is. You know, having a belt for that type of stuff, you know, it's not really my thing, but you know, he's definitely a guy that's earned my respect.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe last question from me, Jim. You have a nickname, A10.
Yes.
Is it from the airplane?
It is.
Fighter? Oh yeah.
Yes.
Can you explain the reason of that nickname?
Yeah, you know, it's I always liked them. You know, as when I was growing up, I actually had a my uncle was a test pilot in the Marine Corps. So like we would get like plane stuff from him, and you know, here and there, and we got a calendar, and Yeah, we're talking like I'm like 5 or something like that, and it was always my favorite. Then I cut that month out, whatever month it was, and had that like by my bed. And it's the A10 is not, it's not the fastest plane in the air, but it could take a lot of damage, and it sure as hell can produce a lot of damage. So it's kind of like my fighting style, just be a brute and go out there and cause mayhem and absorb what you got to absorb. It's kind of on the because it was the A10 Warthog for a while. So I kind of played on the Warthog thing too, because my brother Dan, his nickname around us with the guys is the Beefalo, so like a cross between a cow and a buffalo, because they're a little more aggressive than a cow, but they're big and tough. So I was like, well, what am I? I was like, I'm kind of like a warthog, short, smelly, hairy, and ugly, but not to be trifled with.
Yeah. And maybe the longevity of this airplane also resembles you, because I think it's still in service, right? In the U.S. Air Force, right?
Yeah. They keep trying to phase it out, and they're like, nope, no, we don't want to do it. We don't want to do it.
I only watch A10 in movies, Jim. And I remember I watched movie from what year, and in the Transformers movie is also there. maybe it's really suit you, the nickname. Yeah. Okay, Jim, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
Terima kasih sudah menonton. Silakan subscribe, like, dan jangan lupa komen di bawah ya Bola Spotter.